advised that everything in my video is purely for entertainment purposes. These are purely my thoughts and opinions and are subjective. I must advise you to please do your own research. All media used was found on the public domain and are fair use and fair dealings. There is a comical element to everything I say. Do not take it personally.
Hey YouTube, welcome back to my channel. So this is some tea, but this is some old tea that I am going to allow you guys to sip on today because I'm bored. Anyway, Meghan Markle has been dubbed, or was dubbed, this was a while back, but in this world 10 days seems like 10 years. So this was published on the 8th of April by The Sun, the most detested, hated publication by Meg C, right? So it's one of the publications that her and Harry have subsequently shut out later this month. And they basically just covered the way in which Wendy Williams cruelly claimed that Meghan Markle weaseled her way into the kingdom before leaving the UK for LA. Now we know that this is commonplace, and a lot of people on the blogs and other YouTubers and people who leave comments on these articles, on the Daily Mail itself, on the Sun itself, on the Express itself, believe and see Meghan Markle as a climber, or see her as an opportunist. They think that she somehow manipulated her way and hustled her way into the royal family, and that she wasn't really an ideal fit for a prince. Can't really say a future king at this point because he's so far down in the line of succession to the throne, a prince, but she just didn't fit that brief, and outside of her race, which seems to be a bone of contention, because it only really seems Meghan Markle's race only really seems to be the glue for why the sugars love her and why they are backing her. Outside of her race, if you strip Meghan Markle's race back and you just look at her character, she comes across as shady. She doesn't come across very well. If you strip back the fact that she's biracial, let's look at the relationship that she has with her family, her lack of engagement with her dad for 2 years now, which has been confirmed in the court case. It's been 2 whole years that she hasn't contacted her very mature dad. He could pass away at any time. He's definitely one of the most vulnerable people at this point in time. I think we all know that, it's no secret. So he's a vulnerable person. She hasn't made any time for him. She's had a whole child. She's had a whole baby. So she's had a whole baby, and then we have all the clear footage and evidence of the way in which he indulged her, the way in which he loved her, the way in which there was nothing he wouldn't do for her. This has been followed up with interviews that her brother has done, Thomas Markle Jr., saying that there was nothing their dad would not do for Meghan. She was the baby of the group. She was the youngest child. She was indulged. She was given money. He even said allegedly that she is in some kind of debt, about £500,000 to her dad. She is indebted to their father. She hasn't paid him back. Her father even confirmed this as well in his interview in Mexico, and he looked so fragile, he looked so broken, and he looked afraid. He was afraid to open that piece of mail. He felt there was poison in it. He felt that possibly he could be under attack. And he said that she promised to take care of him, she promised to look after him, and she hasn't fulfilled that promise. That she owed him an explanation, she owed him an apology. And he also really documented the way in which she left him out of her speeches, whereby she used to say, oh, you know, I would like to have someone like my father and to be like my father, and my father was said. She always credited him to her success. As soon as she got in with the royal family, that was all stripped away. That was completely gone. She wasn't interested anymore. We have all of this drama going around. We have this suspicious activity going on, and then we have the blatant audacity of her and Harry, but her, to get into the royal family begin to live an extremely privileged life. Now, it's documented that Meghan Markle allegedly was a multimillionaire by $5 million, which would be about £3.8 million or £3.7 million at the time. So she levels up and she marries into one of the richest families in the world, and then she starts spending an obscene amount of money on clothing. Dispensable clothing. She starts spending all this money. Not only does she do that, she breaks royal protocol, she breaks royal customs, and as is being kindly documented on my videos by people who are subscribed to this channel and have supported this channel, thank you very much, she got a lot of privileges that Kate had to wait years for. It was all handed to her. A lot of things that Kate would have to have waited a long time for, she was allowed to do immediately. There was nothing that the family would not do. Now, obviously, she didn't get to get married in Westminster Abbey, and she didn't get that legendary exotic tiara that she wanted. That was declined, but everything else she got. And in most girls' books, that's pretty good enough. Prince, check. Fame, media attention, if that's what you're after, check. Money, check. A house, a beautiful house, check. Not having to work 9 to 5, just going to a few engagements, check. Having the white picket fence and 2.5 kids, check. You would think that this woman would be happy, but no. She wasn't happy, even with the private jets. No, it wasn't good enough. She went to Africa with Harry, saw the devastation, the poverty, especially in South Africa, saw those poor children, we all saw them, who live in areas that are stricken with landmines. No acknowledgement of that. Began to start complaining and moaning about the media. Now, I personally know if I married a prince, had a beautiful baby, had a £45 million wedding, spent £1 million on clothes, I wouldn't care what anyone was writing about me. I wouldn't give a damn. I don't even think I would read it. Flew around on private planes, had friends like Mel and George Clooney and Elton John, got to meet Beyonce and Jay-Z. Do you think I would be bothered about what people were writing about me? Do you think I'd be holding some grudge against my dad? Even if we had a terrible relationship, I would smooth it out because I just want to be in the fairy tale. I just want to be in the dream. I'd want to carry on wearing diamond tiaras and having an easy life and going to charity events. I would not be concerned about what people write about me. And I think most rational, logical people would. Kate's doing it. She's chilled out. She wasn't bothered when they was calling her Waity Katie. She was chilling out. But Meghan, everything became an issue. She has to thrive, not just survive. Anyway, so Wendy carried on in this article and she said Wendy gave her opinion on what she thought about Meghan dropping her first name, Rachel, to make it in Hollywood. The talk show host said, I think she did the right thing, and she said it appears to have worked, including weaseling her way into the kingdom. So those were the words that Wendy used. She also added that she liked Meghan's style and how she finessed everybody when she and Harry started dating. I wonder what she meant about that. Well, I guess she passed herself off as a wholesome girl, a humble girl. We know that she assured the royal family that she would be dropping her all ties to Hollywood or clout chasing. She would be dropping the blog. She would be stripping it back. She would change her fashion. She would drop her really big booming career. This is how it's been played out in the media. This is what people were writing about her. Then she would drop it all. And strangely enough, it seems that she didn't drop anything. She did not drop her PR team. She didn't drop anything. This is a hot mess. And I just think that, as Wendy said, she finessed everybody. She did. She finessed people. She convinced people. Wendy also goes on to say that I think she always wanted to be back here. She always dreamed of the full-blown Hollywood lifestyle and this kind of clout. And I don't think it was even that hard to persuade Harry. Harry would do anything she wanted, even when she was just a USA actress. And that is true. Harry was besotted with Meghan on their wedding day. He looked emotionally moved. She didn't. For me personally, she just looked like, oh, this is another day at the office. There was no real emotion. There was no tears. There was no welling. There was no gasping for air. All of the signs that you associate with someone who's getting married. But we know that this was not Meghan's first marriage. It was her second marriage. She didn't look moved at all. She kind of just looked more entertained by the black pastor than she actually did and what he was saying, and that speech that he gave that seemed to go on for hours and hours. She looked like she was tantalized and excited and getting everything out of that speech more than Harry. Harry looked very emotional, rosy faced, in love, puppy dog eyes. She just looked like detached, just looked detached to me personally. But then, as I've documented in my previous videos, Meghan does move through a limited range of emotions. I also found, and I'm quickly going to go over this, another article, and I find this lady quite funny. So her name is Aubrey Hanson, and she does cover Meghan and Harry quite a lot. It's titled Meghan Markle Weasel Slur should be a wake-up call for Prince Harry. Well, we know officially it has not been a wake-up call for Prince Harry. It seems to have been like a red flag to a bull to carry on. And she just said Meghan Markle and Prince Harry believe that renouncing their royal family duties and fleeing the United Kingdom, they would escape the glare of the media. At least that's the excuse they tried to sell us all. I believe that Meghan and Prince Harry are actually courting media attention. They're not trying to shy away from it. Why else would you announce your latest project at the same time the British Prime Minister is admitted to intensive care? And we know that Boris was admitted to intensive care and they launched the Archwell Foundation, which was bad timing. But everything with them, like I said, is bad timing. This is what they do. Why would you watch the royal family in the UK take a Nobel approach to this crisis and still press ahead with your announcement? Much of the British media crucified Meghan Markle and Prince Harry for that stunt, but this criticism is nothing compared to what awaits them in the US. And this is true. What the British media do is nothing compared. I've seen footage online. I've seen the way in which TMZ and the paparazzi run around with phones and cameras and everything, stalking celebrities who are trending in the streets of LA. When this lockdown ends, it is going to be PR on steroids mixed with a growth serum mixed with... It's going to be crazy. Anyway, guys, so that's it. Wendy branded her a weasel. Anyway, guys, I'll be back with another video. Bye.